Hey, I like this creator right here, Amelia Ekpunobai. But more what caught my eye on this is the title of this video, reacting to unhinged anti-white TikToks.
Do you wake up with an overwhelming need to eat black people? Yes, I said eat black people. Some of them think you do. We're gonna get into that and so much more in anti-white TikToks. Let's talk about
Eat black
it.
people. That's very, very strange and unsettling.
Guys, before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe. Today we're getting straight into anti-white TikToks. These have just so many different topics that they cover, so I'm excited to get into it. Let's start with number one, with black chocolate.
So I went to Reading Terminal and I thought this was interesting. Chocolate noses, anyone? Anyone want a chocolate nose? How about a chocolate ear? Does that sound appetizing? A chocolate liver? That's not grotesque at all. You might even want a chocolate heart for your child.
Let's go ahead and pause this video real quick, because are my eyes
weird.
deceiving me, or in the middle of those chocolate hearts, is there a white chocolate heart?
There's a white one.
Okay, so let's make this make sense.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I'll let her continue her video.
That might be the best thing yet. How on earth is it appropriate for anyone to pretend to consume chocolate items that are representative of dismembered body parts in a country that was built on slavery and that used to actually sell these things as treats and souvenirs after lynchings? How is that appropriate?
Souvenirs.
And yes, it absolutely is that deep. You're talking about Philadelphia. This is the nation's first capital. This is where Penn's Landing is. This is where George Washington's home, where his slave quarters was uncovered, is.
Hey, you see how you can see how she walk, but you can just see her face?
This is where they wrote the Declaration of Independence and hypocrisy. It absolutely is that deep. And this is where Washington Square Park is, where hundreds of black bodies are buried underneath that park. Never received.
Okay, let's go ahead and pause here. I got into some of the comments and they're very, very interesting. Is it just me or is everything racist?
Everything
Another one
racist.
says, what the fuck? They want to eat us so bad? Another one here reads, very inappropriate. Guys, it's chocolate. Chocolate is brown, typically. There's also white chocolate, which is why they had white chocolate hearts on display, which she showed in her video. I don't think this entire business is built on this insatiable need that white people
Yeah, when I eat chocolate, the last thing I'm doing is thinking of you.
have to eat black people. I don't think it's a racist joke. I don't think it's insensitive. I don't think it's inappropriate. I think they had molds for different body parts and decided, let's put chocolate in those molds and sell them to people.
Exactly.
And I keep hearing this over and over again, this they want to eat us, they did eat us, they were literally consuming us, they're cannibals, in reference to
I don't know where that's coming from, but I think in China, there's a big like culture of rich people eating like weird things, and they're calling it delicacies, like strange animals, maybe human body parts. There is like a big underground market for organs over there, but not in America, and white folks don't be eating people. Just don't.
white people. While there are, I think, a handful, if that, of historical references to this, this is taking a jump, a leap, and a bound in a different direction, coming after a chocolate shop for selling particular shapes of chocolate. But these particular type of people see race in everything. A candy is never a candy. A look is never just a look. A word is never just a word. A phrase is never just a phrase. It always has to harken back to some sort of racist past here in
probably more females than males also.
This country. When do we set this aside and decide that a chocolate nose is just a chocolate nose?
Well,
next TikTok. My big brother is going camping with friends. My brother is a black.
That one, I could see how it could be offensive to some black folks.
man, I am scared for my brother. I shouldn't have to be. Now, this is obviously in reference to the Nolan Wells case. This has nearly 75,000 likes on it. You don't have to be scared for your black brother who's going camping with his friends. He's probably going to be fine. He's going to return from the camping trip. And what a weird thing.
Hey, where did this narrative come from? Let me know if you know. Where did this narrative come from that it's not safe to hang out with your white friends? Didn't you watch the Cat Williams special? You need your white friends.
To think about that because a person of a particular skin color is hanging out with people of a different skin color, that he may be unsafe in their presence. It's really strange. And I think it's a strange assumption that we've made in this Nolan Wells case that because he's black and he so happened to be hanging out with a group of white people, that there is somehow a racial element to this and he's a black boy attacked and killed on the basis of—
He probably white. He might be black on the outside, white on the inside. Why he hanging out with the white boys?
Of his blackness. That's strange. Guys, speaking of the Nolan Wells case, this case is covered very differently depending on who you hear the details from, which is why you guys are always asking me where I get my news. And that's why I'm
The Nolan Wells thing is very strange. He hanging out with all white boys. Doesn't that make him kind of like— this is what I'm getting at. Does he have black friends? Because he hanging out with all white boys. Just saying. Probably.
Things that influence these investigations, like treating all deaths as investigations, or the news media's role in cold cases, and the hysteria that can be created around certain deaths. You watch now. If you want to cut the bias out of your—
If you can only perform when the deadline is on.
An ad on us. If I'm gonna do this reaction channel, I need to go ahead and get the YouTube upgrade. We're getting commercials up in here.
In this world where we are all just participating in this mass psychosis in regard to race, even though we have very little evidence to back up the many claims that people are making online about the dynamics between white and black people, you really should not be afraid because the—
Hey, that's one thing, guys. Be very careful with this, because whatever's going on online right now, the narrative that's being pushed, if you put your phone down and go outside, it's non-existent. Nobody's tripping. So don't be scared. Don't stay in your room and think the world is over. Get out and go enjoy the nice walk in the park.
People around you are of a certain race. I know on a video last week, I showed you a black woman saying that she felt more comfortable around Crips and Bloods than she did around a group of white people. There's absolutely no evidence to back up making a claim like that or to back up feeling that way. But yet here we are in the mass psychosis where just because we believe white people bad, we say things like this. And if it's not blaming white people for innocuous things like brown chocolate or saying that you're scared for your black brother going camping with them, there's a push for segregation. This next TikTok is about creating a black economy.
You guys, have y'all seen that video of that lady that went viral saying that there's 58 million black people in this country, and if we all just donated $1, we can create like a just this great economy? Sorry, my dog's doing a lot. I mean, seriously, can we get some people in power with integrity to create this committee, like, and really get these monthly subscriptions going, really get it going, and because like this, I feel like this is it. This is really it. We can really do this, and there's so many people that was under that. It was so many black people, allies that were under this viral post about her saying this. And how they were down for this. Let's go. Let's get it going.
Okay.
What if this was a psyop to make black folks think that this was their idea to go ahead and destroy themselves by themselves? Yeah.
Okay, and this TikTok says, she looked at me like I missed the whites only sign. Now, I've heard this TikTok sound a million times over, and every single time I hear this TikTok sound, when you're black, you're never—
When you're black,
does not seem to have much mathematical or economic sense to it. I will say it is a step up from turning around and asking everybody for reparations when you were never enslaved and they never enslaved you. So I will give it that. Next TikTok.
When you're black, you're never really lonely. Because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
Yeah, right. Oh, she's
Okay,
nice.
and this TikTok says, she looked at me like I missed the whites only sign. Now, I've heard this TikTok sound a million times over, and every single time I hear this TikTok sound, when you're black, you're never really lonely, because there's always going to be a white person in your business. It is a white person who is quite literally just not wanting to be in your video, or looking at you because you are filming a video, or you're doing something outlandish. It is never, in my experience, been a white person who is going out of their way to step into somebody's business, to assert their whiteness, or to say
Are they going out of their way to cross the street?
anything about your blackness or anything racial in nature. It seems like you are far more obsessed with white people than they are with you, and you are so dug into this oppressor narrative that every time you see a white person, you think that they want something to do with you, or that they're trying to get into your business, when in reality, they are just going about their day, probably seeing somebody filming and going, what is that girl doing? Or simply not wanting to be in your video or your business at all. And still, I see videos like this over and over and over. It's almost like these people get off on hating on white people. Next TikTok.
Being black in America feels like your ancestors.
They think it's funny because they think that white people are soft.
Were given lung cancer by the government for 500 years, and the government suddenly decided to stop. But now all their descendants are literally born with one lung. And when you start to complain, hey, like, it kind of feels like our current society is built for people with two lungs, everybody tells you you're lazy and you just don't want to work hard. So then you try to create your own spaces for people with one lung. But then when they're successful, the government comes and like bombs it or burns it down or like builds an interstate through it. And they say, no, you have to participate in our two lung society. So you do your best to participate, and you create art and music and dance to
Is this a real person?
cope with your place in this two lung society. But then all the people with two lungs laugh at you and say your art is ratchet and tasteless, and then they ban it.
This is just like one of those victim. Everything we do is a coping mechanism for the things that have happened generationally to black people. Is she even black? That's my question. First of all, if she is black, let's take a look at the surroundings that she's in. Let's take a look at her environment. She seems to be in a nice house or an apartment, beautifully furnished, nice little couch with the fur throw. She's got
Hey, you got to remember, on social media, they pushing people who are basically actors too. So this person may not even be a real person.
makeup on, her hair is done. She's doing good for herself. So where's the one lung act? I'm confused.
2 years later, they copy exactly what you did and sell it to the world, and they say, now it's good because now it was made by two-lunged people. And then when you call them out and say, hey, actually, people with one lung did that first, everybody gaslights you, and they say, actually, people with one lung have never contributed to two-lunged culture. And all while this is happening, the people with two lungs are killing one-lunged people every week without any repercussions.
Yeah, let's pull up the stats on that. This one lung, two lung thing is not working, Dr. Seuss. I'm sorry. It's not how it's going in civilization. If you look at the biggest threat to Black people in terms of physical violence, it's not going to be two-lunged people. Blink, blink.
You say, hey, stop killing us. You get told, actually, all lungs matter. Your lungs aren't that special. So you distract yourself with entertainment so you're not freaking miserable all the time.
She talk like she white.
But then the two-lung celebrities are using one-lung slurs. And when you get upset and say, hey, that's not okay, everybody gets mad at you and tells you you're being too sensitive.
This has just become like a platform for complaining at this point. And every single thing you'll find will boil down to white oppression or the two-lunged people. There is never, it seems, an avenue for any self-accountability, any introspection, any just looking around and realizing that your environment is clearly not as bad as you are making it out to be, given that the vast majority of your complaining on this topic is done in your wonderful apartment, on TikTok, filmed on your iPhone while you're doing your makeup.
Yeah.
Like, kind of give me a break. For how long are we going to be able to look around at the society that we're living in, at the culture we're living in, and continue to blame history for what is obviously our responsibility? Now, this is not to say that history plays no role in our current outcomes or in our current plight, but the role is nowhere near as big as these individuals make it out to be, and their lives are very proof of that. Experiences. I think to seek out a doctor because they look like you is particularly strange. And it also puts you at the whims of these superficial characteristics rather than looking at a wide pool of applicants who you could be going to take care of your daughter. And they're all going to have different skill sets, different demeanors, different temperaments, and guess what? Different skin colors. It's really strange, I think, to just go out seeking a doctor of a particular skin color because it makes you feel safe or makes you feel better about placing.
Hey, if you feel better about that, knock yourself out.
Your daughter in her hands. If everybody in our society did this, we'd be way worse off. We would just all be living in these racial bubbles where we go see a doctor of the same skin color, to the grocer of the same skin color, to the florist of the same skin color, so on and so forth, and we'd be segregated into oblivion. I'm gonna have my daughter soon, actually probably within the next week, and
she having a mixed daughter.
Don't think I'm gonna be going out looking for a pediatrician who's half Australian, a quarter black, and a quarter white American. Nice. I don't think it's gonna work out for me. And she's not gonna feel represented. But guess what? Is she still going to be getting good care? Yes, because the skin color of your doctor says nothing about the care that your daughter is going to receive. And if it makes—
well, hey, if people want to segregate like that, I said a couple videos ago, on a serious note now, guys, on a serious note, that is pretty ridiculous. By the way, I've never gotten, I've never gotten anything handed to me my entire life or had doors open for me because of all of this. But if they want to segregate, check this out. I did an interview with the Thai lady over here in Bangkok. And the way that she explained it to me, because here in Thailand, things are a little bit different. There is a somewhat of a segregation. There's Chinatown, there's Little India, there's Little Ethiopia. She wanted to take me to Little Ethiopia to go eat. I said, Ethiopia? What's Ethiopian food? I don't even know about it. And the way she explained it, this was her thinking that's totally, different than the American way of thinking, obviously, because she hasn't had that experience. She said, look, those people stay in Little Ethiopia. They get to be around their people. They take care of each other. They have their products they need. They have their food they need. Then when we go down there, they want to show off their culture. They don't want to push us out. They want us to enjoy the restaurant experience, etc. So in that sense, segregation could work, but with the American condensation and the history, it would probably turn into a zone that would be unpleasant to visit. I don't know. This is amazing to me that this gets to go on and that people are basically just bullying. And it's a little bit sad, man, to be honest with you.